I was muted. Hello. Just gonna chill out today. Do a little North Horn like yesterday. We kind of started earlier, but it was myself and Erish. I think I'm just gonna go in solo today. He says otherwise, but yeah, North Horn. Woo! I laid down a little bit before I did this. I was just like, I kind of want to do North Horn, and I want to stream it. Oh, I didn't tell one of my friends that I was streaming. I should probably tell them. I should probably tell them. At the moment, just trying to get this leveled to mastered so I can leave it alone because it's expensive. Like, what do you mean I have to pay for my potions? Silly, goofy, get out of my face. I don't think they have anything. Ranger? I don't think so either. I only know like a few of these. Where's Bard? Okay. I ended up getting the Blue Mage one from oh, that's a mount. What the hell? Where'd you get that from? Interesting. Seems a lot of people waiting for CEs. They're not really going for. Fates. I'm going for Fates to fill time and not stand around. I'm following the pack of people. Is this it? Oh, this is it. I don't have a bad feeling that I'm gonna get like wiped out by this thing. Oh, I'm screwed on here. Maybe. No, I'm not. A lot of movement. This will be over soon. Yippee versus CE. Is this one of the ones I need? No. Oh, this is a story one. Okay. I don't mind. I'm gonna Gunbreaker this because I'm alone. Sorry about that. We're in chemist too, so like, you're doing this when there's a CE about? Ooh, I don't want to do that. Y'all can do that. Oh, I went the wrong way. Haha. Oh. Oh, it's in here. What the? Okay, if I don't make it to this, it's my fault. I don't think I've ever done this one. Or if I have, I forgot. I make it though. Easily. Easy, easy. Easy, easy. Wow. I have this ginger peach tea that is so delicious. Did someone just take that away from me? Oh, your mother is a rightful heifer. Hi then. What's for this time? This Odyssey. I don't have any of my other ones. What am I doing? I'm actually tired. Oh shit. Okay. I think it's 3 gifted. Oh, that was so close. Shouldn't have walked through that, but we ball. Get the hell up. Can I give that to you? I think it's their gifted. Wow. Oh, I fucked up. No. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I was safe there. This is what happens when I'm sick. I don't process anything. Shit. Okay, I fucked up on that. That's my least favorite mechanic. This is safe. This is safe. Oh wait, no, it's not. This is safe. I didn't look at that guy over there. This right here is safe. I'm doing this wrong, I know it. It's okay. I'm not rating. Whoa! I was gonna say, wait a second. Why didn't it? I am not. Fuck me. I mean, don't actually do that. I gotta see what this message is after I stop getting AoE'd on. I got hit. Thank you, Van, for the gift subs. Yippee, we did it. Yippee. What level are we on Freelancer now? Still 6. Bullcrap. Bullcrap. Oh my god. Hold on. Let me return back first, and then I'll put it in. I'll put it in FC chat. I don't like promoting myself in Final Fantasy. That's the bad part. I'm so bad with that. Everyone see me advertising my shit in free company chat. Oh no. Let me see what's going on here. What's going on? You know what I should do? This is not gonna help with every class that I have, but you're welcome, then. You're welcome. You're welcome. Wait, I should be saying thank you. What the hey? What the hey? I know it's for the amount, but you gave me money. What the hey? That's crazy. Hi. Hello. I am simply here vibing. Also, friends want to come by and get mounts, so I was like, I'll go live. Ben in particular wanted to know when I was live next, so. Oh, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I was laughing in FC chat. That's what else? Thank you. Oh wow, I was just about to leave. Of course I picked this one. Is this? What is this one? Wait, this is the one. Wait, is this the one? Oh, it is. I haven't done this one yet. Hold. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Me happy. I could go healer and such. So I was shocked that 14 had dropped, and I forgot who I saw it on. I don't know if I saw it on myself or if I saw it on another stream, but maybe it was mine. No, yeah, no, it's when I went live yesterday. I was like, what, this has drops? But it's like you have to gift 3 subs or something like that. What is the thing? Hold on, let me actually read for once. Let me read. Does it tell me? Oh, excuse me. Oh my God. Now I have to go to where the hell do I go? Professional streamer, by the way. Totally have streamed for more than 2 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7. I think it's been 9 years now, I think. Who has the chainsaw weapon? Hold on. Gears of War, where are you? Marcus? Marcus! Oh wait, no, this is Carby. Never mind. I thought this was another one. That was clean. Is it here? Actually, it was either one. Ah, shit. Oh, well, I take that. It's fine. Why'd I do that? I'm silly. I'm goofy. Oh, this son of a... Oh, shit. It's gotta be over here. Did I messed up. Oh well. I messed up because I'm trying to figure where this is going. People have been wrong before, by the way. I now see the sign, the sound, the sign. Oh my god. I now see the sound design thing they were talking about during FanFest. All right, so it's over here. I should be ranged actually. Never mind. These poor healers. Is there a certain shape to these? Oh, you know what? It's the one that's closest to the walls. That's what it is. You know, you would think I have never done Carby before. Oh my god. I keep taking it away from the healers. My bad. Oh, yay, Parrish is on. I can pick him up after this. Fuck. Hi, Steven. I'm doing all right. Congrats on the first. Hope the day is going well. I am personally still sick. I went to get this person. What's not near a wall? This. That's kind of near a wall. That's gonna fucking hurt. Oh well. We won. All right, I'm gonna go back home and then leave. Oh, he's joining a little later. I really just want to get through this step of getting 100 of everything they want us to get, and then get through these next steps. They were really like, hey man, we heard you wanted to do something crazy, like I don't know, you want to do something crazy like hard. Is it this one? I need one of these two to pop. I'll go see if I can get that. Wait over here. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I think I'm gonna be late. Yup, I knew it. Where's the next feed? Yeah, I was really late to that one. Meow, 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 meow. Where? I could just make it big. Giggity. Almost walked right to that lady, or right to that monster. Please, baby Jesus, help me. Baby Jesus. You join? Okay, hold on. I leave. I leave. I go get Pookie. Yippee. Man, I wish I could search my friends. I wish I could search my friends. Yippee. Yippee. Almost went to Southbourne. Fun fact, I actually had to go to Southbourne today because there was some type of log or entry that I had that I could not get rid of in Northbourne. So I had to go get rid of it in Southbourne. Never again. Never. Yippee. Is it still up? Oh, it's still up. Are we? It's probably almost done by now, right? Or did you go? Did you go searching for treasure? Okay, yeah, no, that's I came back too late. It's all right. Did you go search for treasure? Soon I will have to get soup though for lunch. Oh! Oh, I'm so far away from it. All right, let's see if we make it. Hee I'm getting stuck on things. This will be the second time I've missed this particular one. I'm so close. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I'm gonna squeeze it in. I'm gonna squeeze it in. I made it. Whew. Whew. I'm still leveling up my stuff, so. Oh, I don't have res anymore. I hate this one. You know what? Sure, man. I guess I should do this, huh? Oh, that's not good. Oh, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me, fuck me. This thing is so chaotic. Oh my god. think that was outer. I did not mitigate that at all. End up being quiet mostly. These are actually starting to go down a little faster than usual. I'm sorry, healers. I can't pick you up. I can't raise you up, Josh Groban. How many stacks do I have? Oh, only 3. It needs to be 12. I didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna do that. I fucked up. No. Ow. Well, I know it won't come back here for another, like, what? Sorry. I want a pizza. Like, so bad. Did that go to me or him? I went to him. Okay. I just never see the bar go up. That's why I'm like, huh? Yay, purple. I know someone put a map in Discord one day. Where all the stuff is. Oh, I should help get these guys up, though. Okay. Oh, it's kind of red out here. What the hell? What happened? What weather is this? Need to know. Oh, that's cool. Is that for the tower? Are you winning, son? I'm doing something. Oh, it's dungeon weather. Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I had to mute for a second. So I could not hawk in your ears. This is so nice. It's kind of cool. I know there was something like this in Southbourne. So, but still, like here, it looks really nice. It looks really dope. I like it. I like it. Also, a tower in the background. Look at it. Look at the tower in the background. And there goes Parrish. Can I Aurora you from there? No, I can't. Come closer. Come closer. Wow, I have such limited range on this. Okay, there we go. He's leaving me. All right, there we go. So, I'm trying to remember, what were the prerequisites for the tower in Southbourne? Because I can't remember. I feel like there was like a bunch of crap you had to do just in order to access said tower. And I don't know if it's the same for this one. You are so bold. Oh, it's right next to us. Lola. Yay. You had to put in scripts and you had a chance to get in. I'm sorry, you had to put in scripts only for a chance to get in? That sounds so fucky. What? That sounds really fucky. It sounds like the lottery system. Speaking of which, how long till lottery's over? Oh, I can't see that while I'm in here. Never mind. I would have been live earlier, but I wanted to lay down for a little bit. So I did that because I was feeling like poopy. I still feel like poopy, but not like as poopy as I did earlier. Also, I smell something rotten. Like something spoiling. You know what? Let me... How much do we have to... Oh, we have a minute. Hold on one second. Never mind. Probably being taken care of right now. Also, if you haven't gotten your mount yet and you would like to get it, you can gift. I was looking that up earlier, actually. Wait a minute. Hold on. I just realized I was looking that up earlier, and I never completed my search. I think it's 3 subs. You gift 3 subs, right? I think it's just 3 subs you get. Will they show me all campaigns? Oh my god, it's Comfy Mage. Oh my god, it's so big. What do you mean? Oh, I never did the other thing? Am I crazy? I like froze up for a second. Oh, that's dirty. Why now? Oh, we have to do this. That's why. I'm scared. Is there a chance for this to wipe the entirety of this CE? Because if so, that's kind of hilarious. Wrong order? Oh, well. Coordination is key. Well, I am not gonna be okay. Okay, there we go. Did that say J? Oh my god, that's say J. Oh, not the J. I know. Take J. Wow. So I'm guessing they go down slower if you're on the wrong one. Fuck. I keep looking up to make sure Parrish didn't die. I don't think he's gonna, but sometimes there's one fucky thing that happens. Why'd I go right over to where he was? Goofy. No, Parrish died. Okay. I have no. Wait, do I have revive on? I do have revive on. Get up. Yeah, I switched to chemist like last second. I feel like I was not at melee range for some reason. Still not. Man. Do you see why I don't raid much, if at all? Yippee! We did it! Knowledge level up. Yeah, I didn't realize I went to chemist. I was trying to level up Bard. I was trying to level up Bard. Oh, no. Oh, well. We got through it. All right. We got through it. That's the important part. Wow. They're gorgeous, amazing, beautiful. Cover girl. What scroll are you using? Oh my god, the way he did that. So wait, what would all right, hold on, let me Usa. How will we know the order of meteors? Is there like a tell for that? Oh, okay. That makes sense. That's good to know for future reference. That sounded so that sounded so bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's good for future reference. It wouldn't just be me though, it would be Parrish as well. Why are you wishing bonk on both of us? Not the collateral. Not the collateral. Ban him. What do you mean collateral? I can't believe you've done this. I'm gonna take a Tylenol. Wow. riding around. Ow. I will say when we first got in here, the fact that oh, it's not the one that we need. I will rate on the Switch. Please. We're still in the middle of Doom Train, right? The one EX I decided I'm gonna tank. I don't know who they're on, but they're in trouble because I ain't helping. All right, I'm gonna switch to Machinist so I can show off my Machinist glim that I made myself. I look so snazzy. And my gun is gold. He looks like he will murder somebody. And then when Inuo comes up, you know what I'm gonna do? Heal. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna heal. I'm gonna I'm gonna go right back to DPS. Going right back. Maybe ranged. I don't know. We'll see. I was like, are you sure? I mean, I can heal us. If you want to do something else. Harish. He's like, no. Doom Train has been fun. I wish it would drop wings more for everyone so we can suffer an Inuo mostly. Oh shit. You know what? This is why he stayed healer, because he knew. It's so fast. It's like, what's her name? I was like, who is that? Ah, I fucked up. I'm a Blio? I'm a bio blast his ass. That's what I meant to say. You know what? Maybe I shouldn't talk anymore. I heard the sound and I thought it was him. I can't speak English. It's not even my first language anymore. I just want to point out I wasn't paying attention just now. See, like there, I wasn't paying attention. Wow, that was so fast. What the hell? Who are you? Oh, I don't have it. Never mind. I think this is my least favorite part of this. I'm so dead. That was so unfortunate. I want to switch too. I'm gonna wait. Whoever just tried to race me, you're wrong. You're banned. But thank you anyways. I appreciate it. Oh, it's right here. I get worried now, actually. I wasn't sure with that one. That was so far away from me. Did I escape that? Did I skinny that? I don't make this. That was mean. That was gross. I made it in time. Oh my god. I'm cracked. Not really, but I'm cracked. I'm hiding behind him. Never mind. I'm not hiding behind him anymore. Yippee! I lost him. It's like that. There he is. I would think so. There's so many quick AoEs in that one. That was just like, oh. Also, I don't know what this thing was, but Teeth. Teeth. God damn. What that dental bill like? I want to know. All right, we do one more CE and then I have to like get lunch. And by lunch, I mean I gotta get soup. Oh my god. And post it in Discord. He got his gay horse. We love gay horses. We love the gays. God, I look so dapper. Who told me to look this good? Tell me. Tell me now. This is the only confidence you're getting today, chat. The only confidence. That is it. The only confidence you're getting out of me. Oh my god. This is how we laugh before we go out and kill somebody. Should I re-up our... Oh yeah, let me re-up our buffs. Okay, 1 second. What is the last one? I can't remember the last one. Is there like a third one? Or a fourth one? I can't think of the fourth. Is it like a dancer one? I already got that one. Yeah. I thought there was another one. That's another one. Right, where's this one? Oh, it's all the way over there. It's all the way over there. Kakarot! Where are the Dragon Balls? Why can't I? Okay, there we go. Do you know that friends of mine used to call Goku Cat Crotch? Did you know that? I don't know if that's a fun anime fact or not, but let's call it that. Let's call it a fun anime fact. Brought to you by Peach Ginger Tea. Yeah, there we go. Brought to you by that. You know what? I haven't played Summoner in 20 years. Let's do it. Let's do it. We love tea around here. Look at them. Serene. Peaceful. Moisturized, unbothered, in their lane. Girl boss. Yes. We're slaying so much. Wait, are pots up? Or pots up? If we miss pots, that's okay. Get it some other time. But yeah, that last one sucks with ping so much. Ugh. Ugh. Not that I would know. I've never had ping in my life. That's a lie, actually. I think when I play on EU WoW, I get ping. What happened? What's going on here? What's going on here? What's going on there? Stop it. Get some help. Oh yeah, I gotta get soup and I gotta get more water. I did the wrong order. I couldn't tell when it went down. It's supposed to be this. And I fucked it. Is it this way or is it? No, it's this way. Oh my god, they're trying to fuck me. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, I'm screwed. I wasn't even fully paying attention, but I knew I was going the wrong way. And I followed anyways. Oh my god. Thanks, Pookie. Is this my regular one? Ah, shit. Oh, I love this one. Oh, excuse me. I think I was gonna be safe, right? I went the wrong way. It's fine. I survived this next one. Oh, I thought I was out of that. I got snapshotted. Whoever this person is, it's like it's like they watch me go down and they're like, I got you. Okay, yeah, right here. Alright, I gotta see where stuff is again. We're just trying everything today. Beautiful. You know, if I lock in enough, I too can be a no-hit run. I did that. All right. You know that like Angela Bassett did the thing. I did the thing. I want to know if this is gonna switch. Okay, it was gonna switch. Yippee! Right, I go back and then I probably leave so I can not get kicked from the instance. So I can get me some soup. Give me some soup. Oh, I walked right up to this. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I need or if I can get anything. With my 2K. Like any other souls. I got the ninja one. Got red mage. Don't have white mage or black mage yet. I can get both, so it doesn't really matter, huh? Yippee. Oh, I got the blue mage soul again. Can you trade these? No. Did you get blue mage soul yet, Parrish? No? What the hell? Did I do the blue mage one earlier, maybe? I probably did. Before you got in. That's not this. Is it? This one? It's this one. It's that one. I feel like that should be for gold. I'm just saying. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna dote. I'm gonna leave out of instance because I'm gonna get kicked anyways. Be right back, chat. It almost said brunch. Help get what's that thing called? Lunch. Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about. Be right back. Okay, that took longer than I thought it would. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Oh my god, it's my song. Wait, what song was it? Does it even tell you on BRB screen which song is playing? No, it doesn't. You know why? Because I've had, despite the fact. Oh, okay, yeah. So, despite the fact that I don't have it displayed, I've had Twitch mute part of the VOD just off the simple fact that the now playing is just there showing what is playing. So they're just like, yeah, let's just mute this part of the VOD since there's nothing going on but a BRB. But the audio's not there. Anyways, like the audio's not included anyways. But it's been done. And I'm like, that's weird. Why do that? Why you do that? Fight them. I am back. Hello. Hope you all stayed well. You got something to eat as well. If it's that time for you. Time zones, you know. They kind of suck. Let's be honest. They kind of suck. I hate time zones. I want us to all be in one central time zone. How's that gonna work? I have no idea. Don't ask me. But I would like us to be in one central time zone. Oh yeah, I should probably stop the song now, huh? There we go. We don't want music on top of music. I think we hear my music enough, which is the only reason why playing this, I'm like, you know what? Have the background music for 14 instead. This cute bitch right here. Is it possible to go back in even if you're in? Oh, it is. Wait, does it give you that prompt while you're in? That's gonna be so funny if it does. Or do you have to pop back out, get the prompt, and then go back in? Well, we're gonna find out. This is our test. What's up, guys? Welcome to the test here on youtube.com. Testing things. I'm so dumb. Okay, yeah. So he would have to come back up. Oh my god. I'm in Fairy too? Wow, how did you get here? How did they allow you in? Oh, you're not your computer. Where? Where are you? Oh, you're in Heritage Found. You've been here? That's crazy. I don't think so. I think you're lying to me. Where am I at for all this stuff? We're almost done with this one, which is very nice. Very cool. Can we talk about yesterday when some random lady, it was like a bun girl or something, walked up to both myself and Parrish, but she looked at me. Just to give context, she looked at me and just went gay and then went into Northbourne. or Southbourne. I don't get. She went into Occult Crescent. That's all I know. And we were both sitting there like, who the fuck is that? I thought maybe it was someone I knew that was under like a different character or something. But like, the more I look, I'm like, I don't know that person. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I didn't know who that was. Again, how do they allow you in? What in the world? You shake ass for them or something? You can get in? Is that what it is? I'm gonna look at this map. Is this showing the rotation of all of the... It's him. Oh my god. He's adorable. I love him. Open this in my browser. You know why? Because it wasn't meant to be. Where'd he go? Yeah, some bun girl just came up and said gay and then just went in. I was just like, okay. I wasn't even phased by it. I was so confused. I was just confused. I was so confused. You know what? I'm gonna put them all down here so I can like track this shit. I'm gonna put them in order. There we go. Gay? Gay, homosexual, gay? That's us. I mean, that's half of me, but like, that's us. That hoe found us. I was like, wait, that cat has hair that is very different from any hair I've ever seen Ash wear. Oh my god. Well now. Don't sue me like that. You wanted us to die earlier. Why should we invite you to our lovely club in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Pacific Ocean. I don't know why I said specific. You know what? I'm sick. I get a pass. You know who's a baddie? Peter Parker. Specifically, Marvel Rivals Peter Parker. Man, I love Oshan. Okay, let's invite this guy. Oh, come on. Then we can kick him out later. And Okay. I love my soup. Let's party. Let's go. Get your assholes into this god dang instance. I almost said entrance. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We're halfway to level 3. That's 39%. Oh. All right. Wait, is it that way? Oh, it is that way. Oh my god, Groot, he's moving. Groot is moving, bro. Get Groot out of here. I'm so smart. He's so fast. Oh my god, pots are here too? Wait. Wait, no, we gotta do pods. We gotta do pods. Hey, no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. What am I doing? I don't ever... It's so big. That's what they said. Now, what are the chances I get lucky? I didn't get lucky. Oh, well. Excuse me. We don't make it to that CE in time, though. Oh, no. Let's go see what Ash is doing. What if I'm more treasure? Wonderful. I don't think I've ever seen this one. All right. Am I shirtless? Oh. Oh, I am shirtless. Oh. Put a goddamn shirt on. K.L. Robin. The great prophet Guru Ramakin. I want to see where this thing is. I think the most. Oh, it's right here. It was right here. What is this? Wait, is this? No. Have I done this one? I probably have. and just don't remember. Okay. Goodbye. Good luck. I don't think I've seen that one either, or maybe I have. I don't know. I tend to have selective memory sometimes. Only sometimes. I like this little pavilion. It's the second one they've had. And I think it's for the tower, so. Very cute. Very nice. Man, I miss knowing where everything is. Well, who said that? That's crazy. I would never. Not in front of my salad. Never in front of my salad. Oh, this is the other one. Oh. Oh, there's a survey point right here. I thought I triggered an enemy just now, and now I know how they feel. I was like, excuse me, did I do that? This is kind of a banger. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. This is kind of nice. Hold on. This is what I get for not having background music on. Like 90% of the time. You didn't see me. Isn't the teleport around here somewhere? Oh, it's right there. I don't know why I did that when I could have easily just gone all the way back to wherever. Oh, there's one right here. I'm going to that fight. Gumos. I should have did this before I started, but oh, oh. You know what's crazy? I didn't realize I was muted until I looked down and was like, wow, hey, look, it's me. I done thanked for the sub and everything. You know, listen, you're not streaming if you don't do at least that fuck up. All right, you are not doing it properly. You're not making. Don't turn around. Thank you. Ah, why are they coming this way? Okay, well, thank you. I'm gonna go get. Oh, it's a carrot. Carrot right here. Wow. If I go this way, are you gonna chase me? Don't chase me. Okay, you didn't chase me. Goodbye. Ah, you're chasing me. Goodbye. You can't come from down there. You can't come from down there. It's forbidden. See? Oh shit, they can. Ah! What if I return? Or is the limited? Is this the limited commentary he spoke of? To be honest, yeah, I was not supposed to be talking this much, but it's a habit. You start streaming and you just start talking. Because I was afraid that I was gonna start coughing in everyone's ears, so I wanted to limit that. But here we are, talking about popping pussy on a Wednesday afternoon. No, what the hell? I hate having that happen to me. Like, if someone coughed in my ear, I'd be so mad. Like, if it's something they can control. I know it can't be controlled with some cases. Oh, this is such a cute mouth sound for a song. I like it. Where is my poopy? Wait, are pots up again? It's like every 30 minutes. I should just put a timer. Bro be burping at us? Okay, burping is different. I can't time when burping. And it's normally when I'm like dead in the center of doing something. I always say excuse me. Is that person's name? Oh, I thought I said Ludicrous. I was ready. Pots in 6 minutes north. Ooh. I'm gonna go for pots. I would go to pots. Where's north again? North's pots? Is it this little area right here? Oh, it's here. Oh. Oh. I forgot. I'm gonna change my face for it. I don't know why I'm shirtless as a Dark Knight, but sure. Well, yeah, I don't know why I'm shirtless as I don't know. His titties are just out there, you know. I should. What the hell? Who did that? Okay, well. did that. How did that happen? What the hell? I don't remember doing any of that. Take it back off. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. There you go. There you go. Sorry, my bad. My bad. I put it back on. He's like, no. I want to see that chest. I want to see them titties. The way I was about to sip water and he said good boy, and I was like, I will speak to you later in my quarters. I'm putting it back on. Or lose all my DPS. As if I have any DPS whatsoever. Aha. 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 How's everyone doing? I still have soup here. I haven't finished. Never mind, I just finished it. Sending some speculation. Okay. That's so funny though. Is this how you do the get around NDA tutorial? Oh my god, that's so funny. That is so funny. Guys, what if? Wait, do we think? Chat, do we think that Aura in the trailer will be voiced by Ben Starr? Do we think? Is it a possibility that he's voiced by Ben Starr? Not like I would have a problem with this. Is it two of us or is it just... I just realized I don't know how to maintain my mana as a Dark Knight. Because I just want to do damage. Did they just finish that critical engagement? Good thing we got here early. Holy. We definitely get one, right? Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, I got the board. I got the board. Far, far southeast. I have no idea where I'm going. Far, far east. Interesting. If we just go like this far. Someone said, oh. Far, far southeast again. Always bronze. I think I only got like one silver from the entirety of this. The entirety of this. Far southeast. Yes. I always do that. Come on. I think gold. Is there like a thing over here? Something east. Is it above? It's above, isn't it? Hold on. It's above. Or is it here? Bitch, I'm as east as I can be. West? Is it right here? It's right. It's bronze. Crazy. Dude, I keep getting materia and I hate it. I bet those don't go for much anymore though, right? Wow, someone got a gold coffer. How I'm so happy. So happy for them. So happy. Oh my god. They got gold. Wow. So no, I'm kidding. Good for them. I'm happy for them. But yeah, gold coffers are only for... It's this place again? That's the YouTube Dragoon guy? Oh. I didn't know that. This guy. Necromancer? I don't think I've gotten one. Oh yeah, let me change. I'm not gonna be... I don't wanna be... What do I want to do? That's not tank. Let's dear. You know what? You spoke of Dragoon, and now I'm gonna play Dragoon. Summer Dragoon. Yes. Ash, why are you so close behind me? Why are you behind me like that? Why you just roll up on me like that? I'm gonna box you. Wow. Excuse me. I'm just wow. All right, now we're gonna watch me jump off the platform. There's no platform to jump off here, but imagine there's a platform for me to jump off in this particular area. Imagine. The imagining, the imagine. Okay, I shut up for now. I thought you were talking about me. What if I pulled a gun on them? Yeah, there was no permission given. Also, murder him. I'm gonna murder him. Whee! I think this is back and forth. Oh, I hate this guy. I'm sorry, Black Mage, but I need your area for safety. Oh, oh, oh. You gotta admit that was really close. I'm such a pro at this. Never. What did I do? You know, wow, everyone their 17th cousin were like, we see him, he's gonna die. Okay, we're good, we're fine. It isn't like we didn't just do this, by the way, like earlier. Someone once told me I made Dragoon look fun, and I was really just pressing buttons. I heard a reawaken go off. This is safe as well. This is safe. Damn, that's crazy. Stop turning this boss around. I will kill you. In Minecraft. One of these days, I swear. I have time to move. I was a Venn diagram. I did that at the wrong time. I moved too late because I wasn't really paying attention on that one. Oh, yay! Level 3, Mighty March. What is this? Oh, you don't get the blue one, but you get the Necro one. Crazy, crazy. I didn't get it. Oh well. So 2 out of 3 is not bad. I'm looking at everything I have now. Jesus, look at all these jobs. All right, let's see. What's a long tail pots again? It's so quiet here. Ooh. Ooh, it's so quiet. 16 minutes, okay. Yeah, I got the blue mage drop, but not the necromancer one. Did that give counter then? I'm gonna guess it did. Went to blue mage, I didn't mean to. Went to red mage, didn't mean to. I get so used to Bard being in one spot that... Can you do it twice and get it like double the time? Is that possible? I'm gonna wait and see. Nope, never mind. It doesn't stack. True sadness. All right, we wait for the next CE. Yippee. What's the one that gives all the buffs to in like one go? You know what? That was a dumb decision by me because I could have been walked. I just don't want to do math. I just don't want to do math. Come on, let's go do math. So I grabbed food. That's so crazy. That's so crazy. He said, I don't want to do math. Mr. Prime at it again. Mr. Prime back at it again. Okay. You know what I need to do? Because I remember a conversation with Lito about drinking orange juice and not getting sick. And I was like, you know, for the longest time with my breakfast, I would drink orange juice. And I didn't really get sick. So I wonder if I just go back to drinking orange juice if the same thing happens. But just like every morning that happens. All right, I'm gonna go try gun. Or do I upset people and become Dancer? I'm pretty sure I have a different glam for Dancer. It's not going. I don't play Dancer. I guess I give you Dance Partner for now. No, I wasn't done. I gotta wait 10 seconds. Guys, don't we love math? I cannot remember. Five? Oh, I was right. Yippee. Oh my God. So step on the one that isn't of your 29. I think 5. 5. I need to relearn the entire opener for Dancer. Yeah, I have a feeling. And if you put it in text, I am not gonna remember all that. I'm at 29. I didn't mean do that. What the hell? It's not gonna come back, right? $31. Oh, you know what? God, I'm so bad at this. Oh, I died. Accept raise. There's one point where I thought I was actually kind of confident. 31. All right, so 82, 88, and 98. We might actually be done with this stuff soon. With how this has gone. This has gone pretty well, I would say. This has gone pretty well. Is it lit up over there? It looks like it is a little bit. Oh, net me? There you go. I could go back up. Oh, I just read. Aw. Aw. That's so cute. Stop. Ah! Is he just rotating this? Two-minute south? Okay. I'll teleport over there after this fate because it's almost done. I remember Celts. I definitely remember Celts. Wait, I went to the wrong one. Oh. It's this one. What the hell? Random ass thing just sitting there. Oh, I was like, wait a second. Did I go the wrong way? I mean, I did and I didn't. I like this mount so much. I love this mount so much. It is one of my favorite mounts. Actually, I have a whole thing of favorite mounts. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I need to fill out 2 spots. I need to. But there's my wings that I like. I kind of want to go to CVS. Is that a random ass thing to say? I think it's more because I want snacks. Not like for anything healthy, just snacks, man. But I should want to go for something like to help with this cold going away. Watch me get another bronze. Hand over the elixir. Me forgetting I have these things and I should use them. Yippee! All right, so where are we at right now? We're getting close. We're getting close. Which way are we going? Far, far south. We're heading this direction. I can love pods. Far, far south. Far, far south again. Far to the south. Where? Oh, where could this be? Something south. It's up here somewhere. If only I could cheat this. Can I? No. Not gamer enough. Oh, he turned around. Now I can do this. And then I can do this. It's like up in this little area over here. This is about where I was, right? So, southeast. I'll come back. This is now Dead by Daylight. I'm looping the killers. I am looping the killers. They can't see me anymore, right? Oh, they're still on me. What the hell? Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll just leave and come back. Brother, they're still on me. Hello? Move? Go away? Why is this one still after me? He is still after me. Why are you so persistent? It's still... Oh, brother. My brother in Christ. Go. Be free to me. He's the lead. You know what? Here, we're just gonna do this. Okay? We're gonna get around these guys. We're gonna go up this way. Around this guy. And then I'm a hide. The sad part about this is it's probably right in between these two guys where I have to south immediately sell. Wait, is it like right here? I swear to God, if it's right here. I hate it. I hate it and love it. I got nothing again. Oh my God. I've never had luck with these. Never. I feel like my luck and OC with treasure chests are dookie. Absolute dookie. He's cute. Let me refresh the. Let me refresh the buffs. Ba ba ba. What is this one? Quicker stuff. Oh, is that from me? That's from me. Sorry, everyone didn't camp it, doesn't camp in face. You know, it happens. It'd be that way. I'll change my job when we get there. I wonder which one this gives. Is this the mage one again? It sounds very Star Wars. I just realized that. It sounds very Star Wars. Oh my God, how do you guys feel about the rest of the steps for the Phantom Weapon? I wouldn't know. Revisit all DT content one more time, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to change my class. Oh my God. Imagine me going in as ninja. More likely than you think. I have a minute to decide. Yeah, I mean, they pop anyways. At least I think they do. Maybe not so much in roulette like they used to. Let me move my bowl. I got for having wireless headset. Oh, it's Harvey again. You know, I'll just take that one. It's fine. Oh, I fucked up. Oop. Oop. Uh, someone already, someone already did an LB. Oh my god, they just got mega super dumped on. I died. Where's half of my skills? It's the PTSD for me. Oh, I couldn't do it in time. Yay, one is done. Yippee. 2 to go. You can only cleanse Doom when in combat. Well. 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 That sounds like a problem. Blue crescent moon. Interesting. Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing because we have not seen double trouble, or quarried away. Quarried away. I don't know what just to say. And anyways. Yeah, they're like not spawning right now for us. We need them. Did I get this one? Or was it? Oh, it was a different one. Oh, wait, isn't? Don't I have? Oh no, I don't have this bird yet. Oh, chat, I'm getting the bird. Bird minion acquired. Yippee. There's a mount here, yeah? Is it this one? No. Is it? Any other? Oh, is it from Tower? Oh. Sadness. I mean, I guess it shouldn't be too wild, right? Stone pillar. Okay. 50 mil to buy it. I'm good. If I have 50 mil, you bet your ass I'm going for a large. Will I win the large? Probably not. It's still not in the area that we need. What do I play? Remind me after stream to get more tea. Wow. The way you did that. Oh, there's a chest over here. Sorry, I have a chest over there. I'm being a loot goblin. Excuse me. You can't stop me from getting my Demi Materia too. Half a. I'm sure they can handle that, right? Is everyone gonna go over and start hitting it? Yeah. It's a miniature raid boss before. Might as well get the knowledge while we're at it, right? I'm not using any of my... There we go. I was like, is that another enemy coming in? No, it's just someone on their mount. I think I'll keep stream up for until like 4. So this is the blue mage one. Oh, I probably did this earlier and got it. Man, why do I have to taste for Taco Bell again? The Taco Bell I had not too long ago actually wasn't too bad. I did chicken and roast chicken instead of the beef. I did not mean to do that, but here we are. I'm so screwed. This is the one CE I don't. It doesn't tell you who raised you? I'm guessing that's from the raise you get with chemists. Oh, let's check that out. I had a lapse in judgment. Okay. I would not have made it. I would not have made it. All right, really close. Really close. So incredibly close. I need like... Oh, pots. That was wild to watch, honestly. What am I changing to right now? The usual. I think everyone did that CE. Can I be honest with you? I don't know if we're gonna get, or at least me, I don't know if I'm gonna get another hot from this or not. Yeah, didn't it? I came in a little late. Alright, let me see. Is there another? I was there since the start. No. What does it go off of, like the amount of people that have joined? Oh, it's right here. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna. Another CE is upon us. Maybe. Let's see. Where is this going? They really don't want us to do the mission ones. Or are the mission ones like very rare or something? It feels like they're very rare. It's me the feeling they're very rare. But even the first one, for the first mission, popped a lot more than these. At least that's what it feels like from what I've seen. With killing enemies? Wait, there is a graph in the FC Discord about some of these things. So maybe that is the case. Ooh. Like killing rates or something like that. Let me look at it again. I think I have it up still. No, that's something different. Let me look in FC Discord again. Let's see. I gotta stop shrimping. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Killing the blackguards in the center island probably spawns that one over there, and then killing Lemura's. Nora's, whatever it says there. I could just, no, I was right. When? Okay. Pretty much. Well, I mean, we're gonna be there for sure. I think I said that too. At least I asked. I was like, that's probably, this is like for the, it's for the tower, right? Oh, I didn't change my class. Well, we're darkening it up in this encounter. keep forgetting there is. For some reason, I thought. I don't know why, but I thought Cherish was in here, like in the CE. Oh, I do that. Oh no. Oh. You can tell I don't tank enough, or when I do, my mind just goes absolutely blank. Ow. All right, getting the last two is gonna be like getting the last two for the Jimmy Atmos step that we had for Phantom Weapons. Yeah, I don't think so either. Okay, I'm gonna end stream here, but I appreciate y'all hanging out. Let me see. Let me see who is on. Hopefully my quality wasn't too bad. Skip. Sure. Let me see. Um There's so many people I don't be on at this time because normally I don't start this early. You know what? Go say hi to Lena. Lena's playing Fortnite. Huh? Playing Fortnite? Whoa. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out. I will probably see y'all tomorrow. If not, then Friday. It really depends on how I feel. I just felt like loading up stream today. We'll see how my voice and everything feels tomorrow when I wake up. But go say hi to Lena. I'll see y'all. Bye. Thank y'all for the subs. And enjoy your unicorns of the gayness. Can't see it, but I did thumbs up.